Morning, morning, morning. So I mentioned in a previous video, in one of the shorts, that we were doing an interesting project, and we're down at the boatyard at the moment, and I'll quickly talk you through it. So I've had this little boat, Hedwig, for a couple of years now. She's a Buckler Islander 17, and she's got an absolutely massive bowsprit. So yeah, let's get that out of the way first. So the whole idea with these Buckler boats is that they were built in a very traditional style, with these really sort of elaborate things going on. And the 24-foot version of this was voted the ugliest boat in the world. So there you go. So yes, the cute little boat, 17 feet. Yeah, I mean, I must say, super cute. And I bought her because when I moved 11 Point down to the south coast, I realized I wasn't going to have a boat in Portishead anymore. And I wanted to still be part of the community up here, otherwise, what's the point, right? Well, I guess there's lots of points. So I decided rather than having this little boat here, I was going to bring 11 Point back here. And that then begged the question, and I sort of brought it here, I wasn't using it. And so what to do with it. And so the idea came up to install the boat on a roundabout or somewhere where it would be sort of kept in reasonable glory-ish, but obviously not afloat, but as an art installation on one of the roundabouts in town. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're currently preparing. Ruben and I were removing the old decrepit dinghy, which I'll show you a little bit later on, but we were removing it earlier, and we partnered with Portishead in Bloom, who are a charity who maintain hanging baskets and the roundabouts and the sort of general horticultural state of the town, and they've done extremely well. Portishead has won the gold medal for Britain in Bloom on at least one occasion, if not more. And numerous other accolades, so they've done really well, and they're very excited about this project, and so am I. You having fun there, Rubes? Ruben's having no.
Forced child labour.
Okay, my boy. Well, you're not getting paid, so it's slave labour as well. Ruben's not having fun.
£5.
I don't. You're my son. I don't owe you anything. You owe me rent for staying in my house. Ruben's not having fun at all. I've got him bailing water, and it's bloody cold today, so his fingers are freezing off. But Jake's thankfully managed to loan him some waterproof gloves. Yeah, so she needs a good clean, and then she needs to get prepared to move. And then we have moved some of the things that are on board. We've moved them off, so anything that's obviously not going to end up on the roundabout, we're going to move off. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a few things in there that aren't going to go on the roundabout. So there's a set of sails, there's an outboard, the rudder. The rudder's not going to be included, so a lot of the other stuff, the fixtures and fittings on the boat, are going to get taken off. So these gudgeons and pintles over here, that bracket over there, so that'll get taken off. But for the most part, visually from the outside, the uninformed wouldn't know at all that this boat couldn't be sailed. But yes, obviously there won't be fenders, there won't be lines, there won't be all the other ancillary stuff. The mast will be up, but it definitely wouldn't be a case of being able to just lift her back off the roundabout and stick her in the water. We're about to drill some drainage holes in the boat as well, so that it will never fill up with water, and then we have to work out a way of securing that hatch over there, because what we don't want to do is having some vagrant or somebody who's, obviously homelessness is an issue, but we don't particularly want somebody taking up home in the roundabout, so that'll be completely secured. And shut for good. Why don't we want somebody living in the boat on a roundabout? Hey Rubes, want not some space? Let me come down. Oi. Let me come down. Yeah, so inside the boat, this is a really cute boat, in fact. And those are the marks over there, those get obscured by these lines. But they did build these really well as day sailors, so you could actually have a little kitchen in here. There's 2 quarter berths, and there were at one point cushions for this area here, or the main sort of saloon area. But there's 2 quarter berths that are full length, and so infinitely possible for 4 people who know each other really well and like each other and are likely to get along for the weekend to actually go sailing on this boat. Not a huge amount of privacy, but yeah, not impossible. Gosh, and for a 17-footer, a huge amount of storage. So there's quite a big storage locker in here, a storage locker in the front here, there's a storage locker underneath here, there's storage back here, there's actually quite a sizable water tank. And so yeah, so in its day, this is a really nice boat for a day sailor. I just wasn't using it, and selling it and getting it moved is the hard thing. So I think the noble thing to do would be to allow other people to enjoy it. Jake over here is helping out with drilling some drainage holes in the hull so the thing doesn't fill up with rainwater. And we drilled this one out, which is near the keel joint at the aft end. But yeah, that's pretty solid. Even in the sort of general areas, we've got, what's that, just over 5 mil of hull thickness for a 17-foot boat. Gosh, some production boats don't even have that size hull.
I can't clean your rim.
You gotta clean your rim?
I can't clean it. It's not coming out.
That's right, yeah.
I've got a plug stuck in my rim.
Try some gentle tapping and some vigorous tapping and your rim will be clean. But yeah, a fair amount of stuff that's come out of this boat. Oars and outboards and fuel tanks and rudder and things. So yeah, interesting. Absolutely beautiful evening here in Portishead. Ruben and I are just sorting some stuff out, taking headwigs things back to Leven Point for storage. Some of the things will just live on Leven Point permanently. But we've got this guy here who's just been for a dive, and it's an absolutely beautiful evening. We've got these 2 juvenile swans over here. That's really nice. Their mum has just passed underneath. Oh, I missed it. Oh, bummer. Their mum has just passed underneath the pontoon here. There she goes, join the rest of them. The 2 little juveniles following their mum. I lie, that's a breeding pair. It's a breeding pair. One of the juveniles is that. 1 juvenile there. And the other one bringing up the rear. That's Sarah over there, all nice and keen and eager, and that's Ruben, always late.
That's literally what I was just thinking.
But look at this. Middle of January, 13th of January, and absolutely beautiful. It's probably about 5 degrees at the moment though, so it's pretty chilly. But you don't feel it because it's just, there's no wind. Lovely little boat, this one. There's no wind, absolutely beautiful. So earlier today, Ruben and I were on this roundabout, and there's a little dinghy, a little tender that have been here for sort of 25 odd years. It's probably a 40-year-old boat. So anyway, so that was on there, and Ruben and I chopped it up and threw it away. Yeah, so we threw it away earlier. Well, we chopped most of it up and threw most of it away. We threw most of it away, and then we've got a final bit to throw away. So that's the roundabout that Hedwig's going to get installed on. So this is all that's left. There's the bow section, the stern, and some of the middle. And the Ruben's just preparing a sawzall, reciprocating saw, and then we'll chop the rest of it up, load it in the car, ready to throw that away. Pew, 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 pew! Or are you going bang, 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 bang? Pew, 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 yeah. Anyway, Rubes, with great power comes great responsibility. You've got the saw. Do you want to crack on? Sure. Remember, push it against it. Yeah, just carry on going, boy. Carry on going.
Ow!
Kids. Alright. You manage?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, look how thick this hole is. That would make a Bavaria owners very jealous. This hole is thicker than most production boats. It's incredible. That little Islander and these little old boats, they're a thicker layup, much stronger than modern production boats. That was a job well done, Ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah? Find that interesting? So it's been a couple of months. So it's been a couple of weeks, not a couple of months. And things have moved forward, and we've actually had quite a lot of exciting developments with this whole move of Hedwig onto the roundabout. So Hedwig is pretty much ready to go. I haven't bothered painting or anything. I would like to tidy up the transom though, but given it's the middle of winter, it's too cold to really do that. So we haven't done that, but she's pretty much ready to go. So the only thing really as far as she's concerned that needs doing before we lift her is maybe give her a clean. But other than that, not a huge amount that needs to be done, and I think we can move forward with that. But the exciting news is that the RNLI is celebrating its 200th year anniversary, so bicentenary this year. And they've been quite excited about this project, so they got in touch with Portishead in Bloom and asked whether there was anything that they could do to help celebrate the 200-year anniversary here in Portishead. And they're going to be using Hedwig and decorating Hedwig with the RNLI stuff for that, so that's really exciting. So she's going to be adorned with all the stuff that she needs in order to help with that 200-year celebration. That's quite cool. So the thing that we need to do now is just work out how to get a trailer. So we sourced a trailer. We had sourced a trailer and then it fell through. So we had sourced a trailer and then it fell through, and we've managed to find another one. It has to be paid for, unfortunately, but c'est la vie. You can't have everything in life, I guess. Yeah, so we've managed to source a trailer, but the tricky thing is my car doesn't have a tow bar, so we're trying to work out how to get the trailer collected and brought over to the boatyard lunchtime tomorrow in order to get Hedwig loaded onto the trailer, and then obviously making sure that we've got the wherewithal and a mechanism of some sort to get her off the trailer on the other side. That has to be worked out still, but where there's a will, there's a way, and by hook or by crook, as long as we don't break anything, everything will be fine. That was super nervy. The boys were struggling a little bit, and then Joe and Emma came, pointed out a few things that they weren't considering, and yeah, we're all good. Oh, a cute little boat, isn't it? So, Sod's Law, those beaching legs are too wide for the trailer. The boat's keel is also too shallow for chocks. So we're going old school, and not for chocks, for the stands, so we're going old school and putting chocks in instead. So, Hedwig's all loaded up and ready to be moved, so that I've got to get some ratchet straps and strap her down left and right and make sure she doesn't topple over. Unfortunately, we can't use the stands to help with the transport. I might check, but she seems okay. So I think the tricky bit on Sunday morning is going to be actually sliding it off the back here. We'll have to see if we can in the short term come up with something that'll work to help us lift it off. I've got some scaffolding poles that the ladies have suggested. I sort of chop down into sort of 8-inch sections and then use it as a roller to bring it off, which might actually be a good idea. But we'll see when we get there what options we've got. But I've got some work to do tomorrow. Windy today, but yeah, got her lashed down, got some strapping fore and aft, and we'll see if driver's okay with it, but I think that should be strong enough. We're not going far, it's only kind of 3/4 of a mile and it's all flat, so it should be good. Right, moving down. At least the dogs are happy. Hey Jake. Yeah, frustratingly, the one guy who was supposed to come down and help with towing the trailer has texted me half an hour before he's meant to turn up and can't make it.
Oh shit.
So yeah, that's a bloody disaster. So we're going to try and see if the boat folk, the marina, has something, or if the RNLI has something. So yeah, last minute scrambles. Problem averted. Just checking the lights, they all work, and made sure that it's tied down laterally as best we can. I think it is the back. At the front we've cross strapped it. So that was a relief. Gareth is one of the team members from the RNLI and a very, very, very kind of like hands-on kind of guy. He just like, right, sort it out, we're all good to go. Oh, he's left already. That was a little bit faster than I was expecting. I had a funny feeling this was going to happen. I've become an observer.
I'll call it 1, 2, 3.
As soon as we're clear there, we're good. I don't know who this chap is in the red jumper, but he's definitely in charge. Oh, what's that?
We're not done it without the fence post.
That's right.
Here you go, everyone ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cool, there she is. Head rig's in place, pride of place as you come into town. Apologies for the wind, I can't control that. But yeah, that's the road coming in from Bristol. And this is the first roundabout as you come into town. I think she looks rather nice. So that job's all finished. I'm sat here with Jane and Barry from the Portishead in Bloom, and so I was hoping that they would say a few words about this project, the connection with the RNLI, and then Portishead in Bloom as well.
Jane is the horticultural expert. I'm
Yes,
I'm good at planning.
I'm more
Right.
I go shopping for plants, yes.
Shopping plants
Yes.
and chairman.
Yes.
And chairman, and then you're treasurer
I'm
and
good with the money.
And
good with the money and making coffee.
I make coffee too. I do supply the coffee, but yes, it's there are about 7 others, aren't there, on the committee.
I'm more, my skills around planning. I'm
So
good at
what's-
thinking what needs to be done.
So what's Portishead in Bloom all about?
Well, the idea, we are affiliated with the Royal Horticultural Society, the RHS, and the idea is to obviously enhance where you live and work through flowers largely, but it isn't only flowers. We work with community groups like yourself, Lifeboat, Christmas Lights, to bring everybody together. But also, we all love gardening. We're out there, it's good for your mental health, good for your physical health. We have a good chat, a cup of coffee, and then make the place look nicer in the process, hopefully.
That's pretty awesome. And Barry, so Hedwig's now on the roundabout. What does that mean for Portishead in Bloom and for the town?
Well, I think it's an obvious sign because quite often we say to people, we refer to the boat roundabout, and people are not aware that that was a boat roundabout. But I think now it's an obvious signpost for people that come into the town. It sees what we've actually done there, and it was a good joint effort by everyone. So it shows us working together, I think.
And the RNLI is 200 years old this year.
We're 200 years old. We had a quick meeting with them a week or so ago, and we've offered to support them in their celebration this year. So the plans are that once we've got the mast on the boat, we're going to put an RNLI flag on there. We're going to use their colour bunting as well. So throughout this summer, the boat will be used to promote the RNLI as well.
Awesome.
And we're also going to there's a planter just near there as you come into the town, plant that for the RNLI with a flag on it, so it'll be promoted. Also, there's a seaside place, of course. The RNLI is very important here.
Well, absolutely.
Yes.
The Seven Estuaries,
Yes,
not for
exactly.
the faint-hearted.
No,
So
yes.
this branch of the RNLI is vitally important.
Yeah, so it's I think it's a good joint project.
Cool.
So you guys don't, I haven't spoken to you guys about this, but my interest in horticulture and gardening and things is that statistically, gardeners are the happiest demographic. I can't get us all in. Are the happiest demographic, and that's statistic, right? So research has proven that gardeners are the happiest demographic, and so the conclusion through the research I've done is that things that you do now that you can reap the rewards of later are a tremendous way of sort of lifting your spirits, lifting your gaze, giving you a sense of well-being, and planning for the future. Being involved in gardening means that you're tending to something other than yourself.
Yes.
And being part of something bigger than you, a garden, a cause, something like that, obviously Portishead in Bloom has that connection with gardening and horticulture, but also with the community spirit. And that's been my interest in Portishead in Bloom, is that as an outlet for people to become involved as a mental health protection mechanism, sort of a vehicle for mental health, for me is tremendously valuable.
Yes, exactly. Could put it better.
There we go. This guy. This guy's keen to get out. So that was a successful outcome in the end, and pretty chuffed with that. And so if anybody ever visits Portishead, you'll see a headwig on the roundabout, and that's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Apologies for any sound quality that there is. It's just me. I'm on my own. I don't have professionals working for this. If you'd like to share this video, so like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. If you want to become a Patreon, that would be great. Like I said, it's only me. I fund all of this myself. Hiring trailer, all that kind of stuff, done that all myself. But so becoming a patron would be great. Like, subscribe, just do whatever you can to help sort of promote the word around getting involved in projects like this in your local community, or do anything like that, or giving back into your local community. I found that's really helped me. Enjoy the winter. If you're in the southern hemisphere, enjoy the summer, but enjoy the winter, and we look forward to getting on the water pretty soon.